This video is presented by LaExcellence IAS Academy.
Hello everyone, welcome to LaExcellence IAS. In this video, we are going to discuss about the strategy session for the Ex Shiksha program 1.0 for the test number 9. So in addition to that, we are also very happy to announce the upcoming Ex Shiksha 2.0 program. On September 26, this course starts. As part of the course, we are also conducting free answer writing workshop initiative, which is going to be the first initiative of its kind in Bangalore. So we are encouraging students who are actually studying graduation final year in the college, as well as who have interest in studying for UPSC examination, and others who have given the UPSC attempts for continuously 1 or 2 years but still wanted to learn the basics of answer writing are encouraged to attend this session, and pre-registration is must, and students can contact these two numbers 9121239995 and 9121442929 to register for this program, because this program is available both over online and offline. And this program happens on 16th of September morning 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Those who are participating in this program will also be given free access to our LAEX value addition material, which is a very unique material which has been prepared by our R&D team, and it consists of the most important data, diagrams, examples, Supreme Court judgments, and other related facts related to the mains answer writing are included in this beautiful compilation, which students can use for getting that extra half mark to 1 mark per question in the examination. Now, going into the test number 9 schedule, that is, students need to prepare for this exam from 14th of September to 18th of September, and they need to come and give the mains examination test on 19th of September, followed by preliminary test on 20th of September. Now, going into the syllabus component, this particular test number 9 discusses about geography. So, here questions will be asked from geography and current affairs, and in geography, the syllabus for this test focuses on 11th standard NCERT, that is, one is world geography and another is on Indian geography, which you need to study. Now, going into this physical world geography, the syllabus component here consists of solar system and earth, geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, soils, natural vegetation and disasters mapping. So if you see, friends, in this particular aspect of the syllabus, most of the topics are actually going to be very much crucial for your prelims as well as mains examination. But if you see, as per the UPSC trend analysis, the most important topics which students should not miss is climatology segment, because UPSC every year they keep asking questions in prelims as well as mains from climatology segment. So kindly give maximum attention on understanding the basics of climatology in a good manner by revising the climatology multiple times. And in addition to that, students should also cover natural hazards and disasters in a broader manner, because this is going to be important not only for your prelims but also for your mains component, because in mains this part of the syllabus comes in GS paper 3 disaster management, and again students need to study this disaster management, this component of the syllabus. So kindly make sure once you are preparing for the test, your preparation is very effective in such a manner you can handle the questions in mains also. Now, going into the other aspect of the syllabus, students should also focus upon in oceanography the topics such as ocean currents and tides, because lot of times UPSC has asked questions specifically on this topic. So kindly give maximum attention to that, followed by also the topic on coral reefs. And this coral reefs topic is going to be very important for your prelims examination as well as mains examination. So whenever you read these topics, make sure that you also connect this component with the climatic change effect, so that when you write your answers in the conclusion, it stays relevant to the examiner. Now, going into the mapping component, this is going to be very much crucial for your preliminary examination. But for your mains examination, it is covered in GS paper 1 in world geography syllabus, where students need to cover additionally the most important mountains, rivers, tribals, weather and climate of the world geography when you read that. So make sure that once you go into the map, you make sure it is covered in a continent-wise approach. And in addition, whichever continent you are studying, make sure you have a good compilation of the notes for that topic, because again in prelims exam every year at least 5 questions are asked directly from map segment, and most of the times the questions are asked from the places in news. So what I would advise is, here students should have two approach. One approach is covering the static atlas syllabus in a continent wise approach as per main syllabus of GS paper 1. Second thing what students need to do is they also should focus on the places which are appearing in the news, especially whether any recent volcanic activity, earthquake activity, tsunami, or any kind of disaster which is happening across the world. Kindly give attention to that, because UPSC will surely ask preliminary questions about the geographical location of these places. Now going into the next component of the syllabus, that is physical geography of India. Here students need to study the syllabus component: introduction, location, area and boundaries, structure and relief, physiographical divisions, drainage, climate and weather, soil, natural life. So all these topics are going to be relevant for your prelims and mains, but the most important topics in this syllabus component, if you see, as per the UPSC trend analysis, drainage is going to be very crucial for your preliminary examination, because UPSC has lot of times have asked the major rivers of India and their tributaries repeatedly in the exam. So make sure you study not only just the rivers, major rivers of India, make sure you also study the states which they pass through, or the mountains which they pass through, what is the source and what is the end, where they are actually mixing or where they are forming the delta, and what are the tributaries of this river. So all these things need to be studied in a proper manner when you are studying about drainage chapter. In addition, students should give maximum attention to climate and weather. Here the most important concepts of monsoon and then cyclone should be studied in a correct manner, because UPSC has lot of times asked the questions how tropical cyclones are named, and what are the effects of these cyclones, and what mitigation measures can be like it can be suggested from your side. These are the common questions UPSC keeps asking from these topics. So make sure you study these two topics in a very good manner, and then you focus on your other areas of the preparation. Now going into the current affairs component for this test number 9. So students need to read the LAEX Spark magazine, that is the monthly magazine which we are circulating with the students. So they need to cover especially the May month of 2023, and here they need to focus especially the topics from economics and international relations, then social issues, geography and environment. Kindly here while studying, make sure that you are studying the international organizations which are relevant for UPSC examination. Kindly give maximum importance for those topics only. And in addition, when you study the economics, make sure you remember the economic concepts in a clear manner. And going into the sources for this test number 9, as we have said earlier, students need to cover especially the 11th standard NCERT. One is fundamentals of physical geography, second is Indian physical environment. So these two NCERT students should cover, then only they will be in a better situation to answer the questions inside the exam hall. Now going into the current affairs, as we have discussed, the sources you can refer our LAEX Spark monthly magazine only, which we have already circulated to the students who have joined our program. Now going into the 11th standard book, so that is fundamentals of physical geography. Here there are few chapters which play a very crucial role in the examination, as we have discussed already. So students while reading this 11th standard NCERT, they should give maximum attention to the especially the interior of the earth. So while studying the interior of the earth, make sure you also study about the various discontinuities which are located inside the interior of the earth. And coming to this climatology, this is going to be very, very important. So students should read all the topics which are mentioned in the climate chapter. As we said already, this is going to be very much crucial. Then when you go to oceanography, kindly read the movements of ocean water. And then what you can do is you can also focus your preparation on the various landforms which are mentioned. So kindly make sure you are coming up with a diagram whenever you represent any or describe any landforms in your answer, because that is the point when UPSC the evaluator will start awarding more marks for your answers. Now going into the 11th standard, that is Indian physical environment, another book. Here students also should focus on specific chapters, that is drainage system. This is going to be very much crucial. That is the rivers and their tributaries are often asked in preliminary examination lot of times, and even in mains examination UPSC has asked questions about why Narmada and Tapti they are not forming deltas. So what students should do is that make sure when you read this chapter, you give maximum importance to the concept clarity as well as the diagrams which are represented in the NCERT itself. There is no need for you to come up with a new innovation when you want to draw diagram. Kindly repeat the diagram which is given in NCERT, because you will not only save the time but also it gives the examiner a better way to award you more marks for the questions. So after covering this drainage system, students should focus on climate and natural vegetation. So as we said already, this natural hazards and disaster is going to be very much crucial for your GS paper 3 disaster management segment. Now going into the most important component of this strategy session discussion, that is how to make notes. As we keep telling to the students, not all the subjects should be approached in the same manner when you want to write answers for a question. Each subject should be given the minimum respect, and what is the requirement of the question and what is the requirement of the subject, that should be satisfied in a better manner by every candidate who is doing this answer writing practice. Now coming to the notes making, because this is something which is going to influence your answers in the examination hall. When you make your notes in a better manner means it will make sure that you also have an organized way of presenting your answers inside the examination hall, and also make sure in your notes only when you are making, you give maximum importance to diagrams. Generally what we keep telling students over the years in our mentorship program is that whenever you whenever you are writing a 10 marker question, make sure you have at least one diagram in your answer. When you are writing a 15 marker question, make sure you write at least 2 diagrams in your answer. That is at a strike rate of at least 1 diagram per page. That will be more effective for geography kind of questions. So that is first requirement when it comes to notes making, because when you are initially preparing the notes itself, make sure you get those diagrams from the NCERT itself. Suppose in case if you are not finding any diagrams in the NCERTs, what we would advise is make sure of the kindly download various UPSC toppers copy analysis and kindly use the diagram which they have used in their answers. So that is something which will help you in your marks also. Now while writing the answers, what students have to do, especially for these geography questions, is that you should give more examples, especially geographical examples. So what we mean by geographical examples is you should write the various places, mountains, plateaus, plains, passes, rivers. So all these things should be necessarily mentioned in addition with the diagram. So these things will actually enhance your answers and it will provide a uniqueness to your answer compared to your competitors. So and in addition, students can also give focus on drawing flow charts wherever diagrams or data cannot be represented. We advise students to come up with at least flow charts in your answer. So the final most important requirement is in the conclusion segment for your geographical answers, we advise the students to include current affairs component in a better manner. Always link, if they ask you a question on earthquake, kindly comment about the recent earthquake which is happening either in the introduction or conclusion. So what we advise to the students is that try to include that current affairs update in your conclusion aspect itself, because introduction, many of the students are already having a predefined introduction for your answer. We advise the students to go with the conventional approach for writing introduction rather than current affairs based approach. The current affairs based approach you can include in the conclusion itself directly. Now going into the UPSC trend analysis, that is the last 2 to 3 years, if you see the UPSC mains examination as well as prelims examination, there are some topics UPSC considers very much important over other topics, because lot of times the questions are getting repeated from few specific topics in the syllabus, and we wanted to convey to the students in a better manner that when you read the syllabus for the test, you give maximum attention to the syllabus component and then you read the remaining components. So if you see here, actually, as we have discussed already, the most important areas which students should give maximum priority for the test number 9. So they need to study about the rocks, because the rocks is something comes under the geomorphology chapter. So in geomorphology, we have advised the students to study especially the landforms. Along with that, you can also include rocks chapters also. Then what are the other areas means they have also asked questions about cyclone, because we always said that climatology is going to be very crucial for your both prelims and mains examination. And even they have also asked about the potential, that is what is the potential resource of Deccan Trap. So in addition, they have also asked a question about ocean currents. This we have already discussed. In climatology, few chapters are very important, and in oceanography, ocean currents or tides are very much important. So that's the reason they keep asking on climatology the various concepts. That is, they also asked a question on monsoon, cyclone, the troposphere, and even in disaster management, they have also asked about the landslides. So kindly give maximum attention to these topics. in such a manner that when you prepare the notes itself, it has to be in a point-wise format followed by a proper representation of diagram, and the diagram should contain a proper title and the parts. In addition, you make sure your conclusion stays contemporary. That is a requirement of your geography answers. Now, going into the UPSC preliminary examination trend analysis, especially in 2023, if you could see here, they have asked questions about the rivers where they are passing through. That is, what is the lake they are passing through, what are the mountains they are passing through, what are the forests they are passing through. All these are going to be crucial. That's why we said that when you read rivers and tributaries, you should not just focus on just the rivers. Make sure where the rivers are flowing, what are the states they are covering or draining, and what are the dams which are located across these rivers should also be studied in a 360-degree manner. Only then the students will be able to answer these questions effectively in the exam hall. In addition, the UPSC Prelims 2023 analysis, if you see, they have asked questions on vegetation, and this particular question has been picked directly from your NCERTs only. That is why we keep telling students, give maximum attention to these NCERTs when you come for the test in such a manner that you keep revising this in a proper manner. That is, multiple revision will always enhances your confidence also. Now, going into the final component for the test number 9, that is the UPSC toppers copy analysis. So, this topper, if you see, they have asked a question on what is cloudburst and its effects, why they are more frequent in the Himalayan region. See, this topper has actually approached the question in a systematic manner. That is, what I mean by systematic manner is that the introduction is written very beautifully in 2 to 3 lines. The conclusion, actually, it has over exceeded its capacity. That is, we generally advise students to write conclusion for a maximum of 2 to 3 lines. In the worst case, it should be 4 lines. So this topper has written for almost like 5 lines, which we generally tell the students not to do this mistake, because your conclusion will maximum carry 1 mark. So for that 1 mark, what you can do is effectively you can represent your conclusion in 3 or 4 lines in a worst case scenario. Now, going into his answer writing of this UPSC topper, he has also included a beautiful diagram followed by a title, but title should always be represented at the heading itself rather than at the bottom. That is, at the top of the diagram itself, the title should be represented, and the subheadings should be clearly mentioned in your answers. And one most important thing when it comes to geographical answers is that not only the usage of diagram, also more usage of examples. That is, geographical examples. That is what this topper has also done. In addition, what you have to do is make sure you are covering maximum dimensions, economic. That is, whenever they ask you any climatic change or any factors, make sure it has both natural factor as well as anthropogenic or man-made factor. Such a dimension should always be covered in your answers for getting that extra marks in your examination. Also, make sure that you come up with lot of flow charts so that you not only save the space, you also convey to the examiner in a simple manner that what is the requirement of the question, you can address it in a less space. See, this topper has actually he has drawn the flow chart in a better manner to convey to address the second part of the question. So these are some value additions which students should do in the upcoming test series. So keep doing that. We will again meet in the next test series program. Thank you.